Okay, here we go. Let's go to the topic. I want to do position battles. I think we did this last year, and I went back and looked at our answers last year. We actually nailed most of these. We came up with like spots up for grabs, who will win, and I think we went like 8 for 10 last year at the end of the summer on who we think is going to win. So you and I need to define them first. I did not prepare a list of position battles. We need to come up with 10 we think are big, sort of trying to rank from most important down to less important. But we need to come up with the battle, and then we also need to vote who we think will win the battle. I know the one that should be top of this list, I think, unanimously. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Is it Duke's point guard?
It's Boom J Cam Williams.
Ooh, that's a good shout. Yeah.
That, to me, is the single season defining who is going to start, who is going to come off the bench battle.
Okay, I like that one. Would Duke's point guard be 2?
That's somewhere on the list. I don't know if it's the second most important, but it's on the list for sure.
Well, what are the? I'm trying to think about other position battles.
Should we try to make the list of 10 first and then come back to it? And okay,
yeah.
So then, yeah, I think it's Boom J versus Cam Williams. I think it's Caleb Foster versus Caden Boozer versus Duran Rippey.
That one's the biggest one to me.
Even bigger than the power forward one?
So the reason I have the point guard one higher is I think both power forwards are good. And like, no matter who you go with is going to be good. To me, like if Ron loses that to Caden Boozer and Caleb Foster's losing that to Caden Boozer, that tells me something about both of them. Like the point guard position, depending on who wins it, could be concerning at Duke, actually.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Okay. All right. So we'll put both the Duke ones on this list. UNC nomination here that I think is good. Jaren Stevenson versus Maximo Adams.
I think that's fair. Did Goodman actually say the thing about Zoom Diallo coming off the bench? Or was that just a commenter saying that?
I think we got to ignore that, but he said it. But I don't think that's worth putting on the list at this point. Purdue backcourt definitely has a few here. Ertel Myers probably the bigger one.
Yeah, I kind of agree with your statement, though. Yesterday, I watched I believe it was a short you guys did on, like, finding minutes for Ertel. Like, they're there. Like, these are like, respectfully, Pickle Rick, these are, like, self-proclaimed battles that really don't need to be battles, in my opinion.
I think we can put Ertel Meyer on the list, though, just because, like, you're going to have to define who's the point guard of this team. And Weston, Cox, and Harris are all going to play. That can be interchangeable. There might be changes to that lineup that won't be overly impactful even to me, but who the point guard is for Purdue definitely will be. On that note, I think Michigan State center also has to be one. I think Bonk, Ethan Taylor.
I like Bonk, Ethan Taylor. Can I say Jake Davis, Andre? Or do we not feel that's a battle?
See, that one's hard because I think it is a battle.
Me
I don't
too.
know how you come off last year and think it's not, but Illinois is definitely talking like the battle's already won, and there was a promise to Andre here.
But I feel like the reason I would put on the list, I feel like there was a promise to Andre last year too.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Like I feel like Brad could make a promise, but he's going to go with the best fit, and I don't know that I think Andre is the best fit.
It's a fair point. I want to put that like. I think honorable mentions right now.
Okay.
If we need one, then I think we put it back in. But otherwise, because I think the reception of that would just be like Andre starting. Like we're stirring up drama. Trying to think of other spots here.
Someone said the Arkansas.
Louisville definitely has some battles. Trimble Woolley?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if Trimble's going to be eligible for sure.
I think let's assume he's going to be eligible. Yeah, because they're going to – I mean, man, there's a lot of ways you could go with the Louisville one, but I think they're only starting one of those two at the shooting guard, and then they want like Carter Knox at the 3.
Yeah. I think Carter Knox at the 3, Fulgaris at the 4, Flory at the 5 is almost set.
Yeah. So I like that. Trimble versus Woolley.
Any of the backcourt battles for Texas, I don't know if there's like specific players you want to go with, but like I feel like the Texas backcourt's pretty open at the moment.
Yeah, I think they're definitely in the front court going to go Voka Titus, Well, although Spears, is it like Spears versus Punch?
Well, could you do Spears at the 3, Punch at the 4 though?
Spears has to be a 4. I think it'd be Punch going down, but they could. But then that would leave you with like Gooseby, Bo Ogden probably at the 2 fighting for a spot.
Mikey Lewis.
Yeah, you're a big Mikey Lewis guy.
Yeah, I am. It's that one game against Gonzaga where he had 30 something. I just can't get it out of my head.
Let me look up Texas projected starters real quick.
Ooh, Arizona starting point guard's probably a good one. Dixon versus Mandaquit.
I like that a lot.
Shout out Boolin too.
Yeah, I like that's a great answer. All right, the Texas projected starting lineup right now that I see is Isaiah Johnson, Austin Gooseby, Elijah Freeman, David Punch, Vokatitis. Off the bench, they have Mikey Lewis, Bo Ogden, Amari Evans, and then now Marcus Spears. That just feels like they're moving so many people around that it's hard to call it a battle with any 2 guys, you know?
It feels more so like a grouping of backcourt guys that could like win a battle, not so much a specific one. I agree. Yeah.
So let's leave that. I don't think that's worthy. So we have 7 we feel really good about right now. Looking through now, Flan and Aberdeen will start together. I don't think that's a battle.
Who's UConn's backup center?
Oscar Gilte.
Never mind then. I was going to say, I watched a lot of Najai Hines last year. I love Najai Hines. Not what he's being hyped up to be, though.
I think we could say Jaden Ross versus Colbin Landrew.
I like that.
Because UConn is going to go Hines at the 5, Hamini at the 4. I think they're obviously going Demery Mullins. So the one spot that's open is Landrew. It is Jaden Ross, right? I'm not botching that name.
Yeah, it's Jaden Ross.
Is his brother still on the team too?
Didn't his brother transfer? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, it's Jaden Ross. Okay, I was just confusing it with Jacob Ross for a minute. But yeah, Jaden Ross versus Colbin Landre's a good one.
Yeah, the foul thing with Hines is very real green. Like, that dude gets 2 fouls in 45 seconds.
Yep. Texas Tech, I think you could do Atwell versus one of the guards, DGL or Cruz Davis, but Atwell's not cleared and they might just play them all together.
I also don't think you can do that while Toppin's hurt. I think the 2 guards were brought in to like save the season until Toppin gets back, to be honest. But once Toppin's back, starting Tutu makes more sense because you need more role player.
Okay. I think I agree there.
Anything from Tennessee?
Oh, yeah. They got a bunch of guards, right? So
yeah.
Juke's going to start. We think Harrelson's going to start next to Juke. Is it Day-Day Ames versus...
What's the kid's name they brought in?
Terrence Hill?
Yeah. I like Day-Day Ames versus Hill, but also that feels like an easy Terrence Hill starts battle as well, right?
That feels like the Andre Illinois one to me, where everyone's just like, this isn't a battle, you know?
Yeah.
But that might be the final 2 if we need to put 2 out there. I'm like racking my brain on teams trying to come up with one more.
USC?
To an extent, North Carolina's 5 spot is one.
Keita versus Samuradov?
Versus Fens?
Yeah, I don't hate that.
I think that's more of a toss-up.
But, like, I will say, the way everybody from Carolina talks, like, Keita was, like, literally their choice over Boom Boom.
Yeah, he was supposed to be, for sure. He was supposed to be. But, I guess if we're just going to, like, teams that don't have a 5, it would be UNC's 5, and then it would be Arkansas's 5 spot.
Yeah, or anything from USC, too. I feel like USC has a couple battles.
What's the best one there if we did USC?
I guess, I would have previously said Ryba versus one of the Rattlers, but I guess he's hurt now, though.
Yeah, I think that made it easier.
That made it a lot easier. Anything from LSU? Bashir versus...
We're ignoring them. I think it's got to be Arkansas, and it's the 5 spot, and it is Cooper Bowser versus Origu versus... they also have Ilya Frolov in there. They also have Mika Muranin in there.
Yeah. Honestly, Mika and Abdu Torre.
Right.
That could be a position battle, too.
We have no idea what they're going to use with Muranin. But, yeah. Okay, I think those are the 10 I feel good about. Now let's go through and vote who wins them. Let's see how many we're unanimous on versus how many we disagree on. Number one position battle in the country. Joaquin Boom J versus Cam Williams. Not by game 1, but by game 31. Who is the starter?
Game 1. Oh, we're only doing 30. What if I think game 31 they both start?
How did that work? You think Pat comes off the bench? You think Dame Sarr's off the bench? They're starting 3?
Yeah. I could also see like Dame, Blackwell, Boom Boom, Cam, Pat all starting together too. I just think there's a world like I think Cam Williams and Boom Boom are 2 of the 3 best players on the roster. And at some point, somebody else is going to like, hey, these 2 are just too good not to play together.
Okay.
But if game 31, I'm going to say Boom Boom, right? Like, I don't know, the 7'2" freak, as much as I like Cam Williams' game, it's got to be Boom Boom.
For the sake of the exercise, I'm going Boom Boom. I just like he's going to have a better season and will emerge as the better option of the 2. Point guard for Duke is number 2, Caleb Foster versus Caden Boozer versus Duron Rippey by season's end.
It's got to be Ron for me. Got to be.
Do you think he's going to be like awesome? Like, is that the path to get there?
If this team's going to win a natty, I just think they need something more than what we saw from Caleb Foster through 3 years, what we've seen from Caden. Like, we've seen that story before. This is the new story. And I just think I think Ron's got to be the guy by game 31.
Okay. I'm going to say it's Foster. I don't know. I'm probably falling for Foster propaganda in the offseason right now, but even like the Tatum workouts to me, this guy's just moving like it's his team. Yeah. And Shire seems to be backing that up too. Jaren Stevenson versus Maximo Adams.
Loser Riley Davis, because one of them has to play.
You don't like Maximo?
I don't dislike Maximo. I was going to go Jaren Stevenson because Jaren Stevenson can shoot. Whenever he shoots it, I'm surprised it goes in, but it does go in.
Yeah. I think it's Stevenson, despite our guy Was saying Maximo Adams will be the first Carolina player taken in the draft next year. I just think it's going to be Stevenson. I feel like Mike Malone even said some comments comparing him to like some of his Nuggets role player starters and how he's positionally versatile. So I think he'll lean on the vet. Not a good thing for Carolina, but I think it's Jaren Stevenson. Luke Ertl, Omer Meyer, end of season. Who is it?
Ertl. Honestly, I think start of season 2. Just give him the keys.
I'm sticking with Ertl. Anton Bonk, Ethan Taylor by season end.
I think it's Bonk. Not necessarily because of talent. I really do think Ethan Taylor probably needs a year of putting muscle on before he could like handle the physicality of the Big Ten.
I started the offseason very high on Bonk. I think Taylor's looked better than expected, and Izzo's saying that. And I don't even think Izzo would be as bullish about his overall team if he didn't feel really good about the 5 spot right now. So I'm going to take that to mean Taylor's readier than people think. Ethan Taylor is the starting 5 by the end of the year. Seth Trimble versus Adrian Woolley at Louisville. By the way, they're so good.
Yeah.
Like, this is where everybody else's battle is like, which freshman isn't ready versus, and Louisville's is like, which 14 a game guy do you want as your third scorer? Like,
they're so good. I hope it's Woolley. When he left Kennesaw State, I thought he was like a first-round pick, so I would like for him to get his opportunity, but it's probably Seth, right? Like, you didn't bring Seth in for no reason.
It's Trimble. I don't think you'd make the Trimble move if Trimble's coming off the bench. And that sucks for Woolley, but Woolley was off the bench a year ago in a similar situation with a loaded backcourt. I think he's got to earn it. If he does earn it, great. But Trimble's good, man. There's no question on if Trimble's good. JJ Maniquit versus Derek Dixon. Fun one.
This one kind of comes down to how good Caleb Holt is to me. Like, if Caleb Holt's really good, it's Derek Dixon. If Caleb Holt has like some turnover-prone issues, then it's Maniquit. I'm going to go with Dixon because I think Caleb Holt's that guy.
I think it's Maniquit. I think it'd be better to have a pass-first point guard setup guy for everyone on Arizona. Caleb Holt, Karchenkov, and the bigs. And I think Maniquit's going to be that guy. I really do. Jaden Ross versus Colvin Landrew.
Colvin Landrew. Some about that. Like, he's massive. He can shoot the rock. Like, he feels so hard to keep off the court.
Hurley said he's a one and done level talent, and I don't think he says that about a guy that's coming off the bench. So give me Lander. Sion Keita versus Samadurov versus Fens.
Sion Keita. I'm gonna go with Keita. There's got to be a reason they were so high on him.
Carolina people acted like it was Samadurov, and then I think Keita got here before Samadurov. I'm going to go Keita. He's the only guy in this bunch that I really believe in, and I think Mike Malone will find a way to make it work. And then lastly, Arkansas's mess of a 5 spot. Cooper Bowser versus Uragu versus Ilya Frolov versus, I guess, Mika Miranin.
I think Mika finds a way on the court, but I don't know if this is the way. I'm going to go Uragu. I don't know if I'm saying
Big U.
Big U. I don't think any of them are that good. So I think you just play like the most talented one, even if there's going to be struggles with like the youth element of it. And I think you just go Big U because none of them are going to like separate themselves.
I hope it's U, but I think John Calipari can't help but start like terrible veteran 5s in this stage of his career. He does this every year. He has like a natty worthy 1 through 3, and then he starts some total like Nick Pringle's our starting 5. So I think it's gonna be Cooper Bowser, and I'm gonna bitch about it all season long while Big U gives you like good 15 minutes off the bench. All right, that was fun. Good topic.
It's kind of like when you go to McDonald's and you order a whole bunch of Big Macs and then you get a Diet Coke. That's what Calipari does with freshmen at the 1 through 4. Then his big man's his Diet Coke. Like, yo, I'm not only freshman.